Stocks looking strong into the close. Phil Strebel joins us for a look at the session into the weekend. He's Chief Market Strategist at Blue Line Futures. Happy Friday, Phil. Hey, I got that book from my brother there, Nate Silver. Nice.
Oh, that's a good one. It's a good audio book too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little thick to read, but yeah, great book there. So I wanted to say that it's tough to follow KG every single week with an interview because he's talking hammered candles, dojis, death crosses, gamma squeezes. He's got it, you name it. So.
Yeah, but you got Nate Silver paired with the Tiesto hat, so he ain't got that.
Man, it's a fist pumping weekend. So,
what do you think about this rally?
I like the rally in the equity markets. I mean, it does feel like it got a little bit overextended and there was some volatility in these markets. I mean, it was really tough. Felt like somebody was big liquidating out there. I read that some pension funds and things like that. There was just no bid whatsoever underneath the market. It was tough if you were going to go in there and try and trade that seasonal rally. I mean, who knows? Maybe with a Wednesday, Christmas and New Year's, Santa Claus is still hungover and maybe we get it next week. But the only fear that I have is there's just a ton of data coming out. I mean, that's like a laundry list, blowing your socks off of the amount of stuff that's coming out next week. So, you know, we're gonna have to take it one day at a time.
That's kind of where KG was saying he thinks next week we finally might break the range. I guess that's kind of the point, right? Because we've got a lot of data coming, the potential there for action is probably higher.
Yeah, and the data that was overseas, like in the Eurozone and the UK and in China, has been just so terrible. And part of a lot of these asset classes, like we saw yesterday, dollar screaming higher. We saw gold, silver, crude oil all going up. Bitcoin had a massive run up as well. And what it really was those European and UK investors that just are losing so much purchasing power because of a deterioration in their currency. They just want to buy anything out there that they could have some kind of staying power. That's why you saw gold reach new all-time highs against the Swiss franc, the Australian dollar, the euro currency, the British pound. So, you know, we'll see again this next week. Maybe we can get a breakdown in the dollar index and get a little bit of a thrust up in some of these commodities, but it's going to be tough. It's going to really handcuff the Fed.
You bring up something interesting, which is the strength in the dollar and how that narrative has kind of collided, or how that reality has collided with the narrative that a lot of folks in the crypto world talk about, which is low dollar kind of being their rallying cry, losing your buying power, inflating away your currency, so you got to go for BTC. Except right now, the U.S. American dollar is the eagle soaring across the world of currencies. So does that run into Bitcoin's case at all?
It's not a bad mix of an asset class to have right now at the moment.
That's
having
fair,
some
yeah.
portion in Bitcoin, Ethereum, like I said, a couple of hard assets, and you got to have just a diversified basket. I think that, you know, back to like the equities and things like that, I think that 2025 is going to be a better year for the broad-based stock base. I think that it's not going to be the Magnificent Seven anymore. They'll try and replace some things and try and keep it this tight correlation, but I think that a lot of different things are going to really take off, like defense and, you know, the cybersecurity and things like that. I think you'll just see a broadening of this. And it's a stronger rally when it's like that. So that's why I like the S&P 500 a little bit more than the NASDAQ right now.
Looking for some of the other stuff to take part, maybe return of the post-election small cap trade, some of the value stuff. How does the calendar with inauguration fit into the trading strategy right now when you think about it, Phil? I mean, there seems to be so much writing on policy, but like, you know, how do we as traders know like what's sufficient or what's not?
I don't know. A lot of the stuff, like a lot of the tariff talk and everything, has been really factored in a lot of these markets. I think that's, you know, could be a buy the rumor, sell the fact, and it's probably going to chop around until the inauguration. But after, he's going to come out, swing it again. Remember, it was like steel and washing machines right out the gate. And, you know, he's a tough character to read. I mean, someone's really got to take the guy's phone away from him and say, you know, I'm mad at Mexico, and say it's like we disagree on things in a proper way, you know, not going for the jugular every tweet.
Yeah, fair enough. Nice conversation, nice setup into us. We're going to talk some policy next. Phil, thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate the check-in. Chief Market Strategist at Blue Line Futures. We'll continue the policy discussion.